So now I'm going to talk about how to talk to potential clients. So some of the tips before were just kind of, giving you a feel for what it would look like to even start working as an independent contractor. But when you actually are able to get some of those business cards, then these are some tips to help you figure out what to do next. So once you do get the contact information for somebody, set up a time to meet with them. You can offer a specific time window and your availability. I encourage you to offer to pay for lunch or coffee, tea, depending on your budget. And be prepared to talk to clients about the legal aspects of working as an independent contractor. Be prepared to talk about your previous work or education experience and how it aligns with the proposed scope of work. So oftentimes I get a lot of maybe college students that are interested in doing something like this, and they may not have a lot of work experience yet. So you can talk about maybe some projects that you've done related to the specific type of work in class. Be prepared to talk about how your services can meet the needs of your clients. So in this instance, you may have to do some research. So depending on the type of work you want to do, you may want to do a little bit of stalking on their site to figure out, where you can chime in and talk about, maybe there's something that you notice on their website that needs some changes or anything like that. That's where you really want to make sure that that the client that you're working with. Talk about how your services stand out from the crowd. So showcase some of the examples of your best work, whether it's classwork, whether it's other independent contractor work, or even other employment. You definitely want to make sure that you talk about that. You may want to start creating a portfolio, and again, all this depends on the different type of independent contractor that you want to do. You can also create a web page for yourself where you can, that could be a link that you include in a business card, and then folks can go there to see to see your work. And also be prepared to talk about your competitive rates. Again, very important to research rates for similar types of work. Everything is available on the internet. And a lot of the independent contractor work really requires you to just ask a lot of questions and listen. So some of the questions that you may want to ask are, so what is your biggest and most immediate need? What has your experience been in the past working with, different types of consulting? What has worked? What hasn't worked working with independent contractors? What are your expectations of me and the work product? So time commitment, check-ins, in-person meetings. So you really want to get an idea of what that person is looking for. That client may require a lot of in-person interaction, or that client may not want that personal interaction. Definitely important to talk about timelines as well to make sure that the work gets delivered on time. Other questions that are very important are to talk about the budget. What kind of budget does that person have? Then does that fit within your asking rate and what you need? And then also, what are the next steps? Never walk away from a meeting without knowing what is happening next.